So Human Nature only got to 46 in the charts, so that was very disappointing. And I remember hearing that at the time because in Australia, I think it was top 10. It did really well. I remember people talking about it at the time. It got a very good response. So I think it was just the US media that censored the songs to so that was very disappointing. Now the album itself did about 8 million in sales. It did, I think, about 2.5 or 2.7 million in America, and another 2 million in the UK, and just I don't have all the stats. I really just could find a little bit of information about the actual sales. So it did well. It did better than Erotica. Erotica sold about 20,000 more, like in the opening week, but like I said, Bedtime Stories was more of a sleeper. It had more legs. It stayed in the charts for longer. I think it was in the Australian charts for 30 weeks. Um, yeah, so I just love the album, and I was just really happy to see it come back. I have a sentimental spot for it because it was my first Madonna album. It was the first album I waited for, bought on release, and really sort of got to enjoy that era because all the other Madonna eras had sort of passed when I became a fan, and they were just more like looking back at things and remembering and getting tapes off people and stuff like that, and not having the covers or the lyrics and stuff like that. So it was all a bit sucky. The first album I bought was Like a Prayer, and I got that on cassette, and then um, I got a couple of others. But my first CD and my first album that I got like on release was Bedtime Stories. So it's very. I didn't realize how much of a sentimental sort of um, place I had for it. But the songs are great. Survival I always loved. Secret, of course, classic single. Rather Be a Lover's okay. Don't Stop. Sometimes I can really, really enjoy Don't Stop. Other times it's just a bit too soft. Inside of Me, I love. I didn't really understand immediately that it was about her mother. And since my mother died cancer a few years ago, it's one of the songs I listen to often about my mother when I feel not necessarily sad because it is sad, but it's not that sad. So I do tend to return to that song in the album because of that song a lot. Human Nature, I came out to Human Nature. That was my coming out song basically. And I think a lot of gay people have sort of used that song or related to that song in relation to coming out and that sort of defiance. I think it's brilliant, and who doesn't love the video? I mean, I'm into, leather, so I love that video. Um, Forbidden Love, it's fun. Love Tried to Welcome Me and Sanctuary, I love those songs because I have always loved Madonna's melancholy side. Um, Everyone loves, her dance stuff, her pop stuff, like a Virgin, Material Girl, that sort of stuff, Ray of Light, all that stuff. But I also like her dark stuff. I like that she has that melancholy about her. Bedtime Story, of course, is brilliant. I love the video. I was surprised that it was apparently at the time the most expensive music video ever produced, and it is brilliant. But I was always disappointed that it didn't get. I guess it just went over everybody's heads. It was too artistic, and people jumped on the drug music. Must be about drugs. I still don't even know how that happened. Maybe people heard Human Nature on the album, and the media was offended by it, so they went after the single. It just seems the other singles. It just seems almost like a backlash from Take a Bow doing so well. It's just always was so strange that there's two great hits, and then the two first like worst singles worst responded to. What was it? I can't find the word. And of course, the last song, Take a Bow, which everyone knows. It was in the charts forever. Babyface did it with her. She performed it on, I think, one of the big award shows. I can't remember which one. I just remember what she wore. It was just nice. It was my first Madonna era, I guess. Not just my first Madonna album, but my first Madonna era. And can someone please explain to me why they are flipping the artwork upside down and who did this? Because this softer coloured and look is so much better than the other one. Well, I guess I'm going to leave it there. I really just wanted to do a positive video. I listened to the album the other day. and I do often return to it, more so than some of Madonna's other albums, because I was thinking about that when everyone was buying Madonna albums. I thought, well, I'm going to buy a few Madonna albums because I've got all of them on CD a couple of times. I bought them originally, and then I rebought some of them because my covers were all faded and worn from being looked at too much. And I bought a box set as well, so I've got multiples of the CDs, but I hadn't really bought any except the last couple of albums on iTunes and digitally. So I thought, well, I need to support her digital things. So even though I have my CDs and I've got them on digital, I should buy the iTunes. So I've just been sort of slowly doing it, and I went and bought like a bunch. I got the Magic Collection, Like a Prayer, Erotica, Ray of Light, Bedtime Stories, and unfortunately half of them won't play on my iPhone. I don't understand. They're saying they're from the wrong region or something, yet I bought them from Australian iTunes. So if anyone knows anything about that, please let me know. I haven't worked out that yet. I may have to. I gave Madonna the purchase, but I may still have to listen to my old digital copies and my old CDs because I can't get the iTunes to actually play. So, yay iTunes. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the album. And it's just nice to have it come back. And I really was hoping we'd focus on getting another album to number one, like Erotica or something. But it seems like just people were just like hashtagging all the albums, and now they've all sort of come into the charts, but none of them are really leading. So I don't think any of them are going to do as well as Bedtime Stories did. I think it needed to be a more focused approach, and now it's sort of shotgun. It's all sort of all over the place now, so I'm not sure we're going to get another number one. But it was great. It was a nice little moment, and I'm going to go and try and focus on positive Madonna things and hope she doesn't do anything else questionable for a while anyway, till the next controversy. Okay, thanks, bye.